Yeah, excited we're having a second class of Hall of Fame inductees, and these are three great inductees. You know, three guys who have really established not only the hockey and lacrosse program with Jeremy and Cory, but Dave really, you know, establishing himself and really, you know, allowing us to really elevate our program by his play and by obviously what he was able to do as a leader with our program.
My name is Cory Walyuchow. I played goalie for the Liberty University hockey team from 1993 to 1997. I heard about it actually a couple years before I came here. Coach Habermas had contacted me to come down. I had a friend of mine already playing on the team from back home. I was still playing junior hockey back home, and I wasn't quite ready to make that jump. And once I finished my career at home, then I came to the fork in the road and decided to take the route for the education. Come down and play some hockey. I heard a lot of good things from my friends who had already been here, and decided to come down and pretty much travel about 3,000 miles away from home, as far as away from home as I could go without crossing a major body of water. It's interesting to see where it is now compared to what it was then. You know, we had a lot of, it was almost like a pioneer. We were a lot different things, late practices. Further away, we didn't have a home rink, so we were out of Roanoke, so we traveled to Roanoke for practices 2 or 3 times a week, play once a week, you know, usually Friday nights and then Saturdays, and they'd be late games as well. They'd be after the pro game or just whenever anything in the rink was finished, so we'd be pretty much get the late game on the Friday and then the usually an early afternoon game on the Saturday. And we'd make the carpool basically back and forth. The teams would just meet in the parking lot, throw all the equipment into a truck or two, and make the carpool all the way out to practices and games.
I met Cory. Coach Habermas had kind of ended his coaching time, and so Cory took over and was kind of running the team for a couple of years, and I had come back to school in '94, wanted to play again. So Cory was running things, and they had a team meeting to sort of discuss the season. And I met Cory in the team meeting and through, you know, tryouts and becoming part of the team. And we became really, really good friends. He sort of became part of my family there for a number of years, and we've stayed real close ever since.
And yeah, it was a unique experience in the fact that I think it gave us the ability to come closer together, almost traveling like with a family. With a brother, we didn't have as much as they have now with buses, and they're flying everywhere. But we were able to, you know, carpool 5, 6 in a car and just bond. I think at a special level that we had back then. It was an interesting, unique experience that I thoroughly enjoyed. Came on the end. My first year, we made it back to nationals, which was Liberty's 3rd year of going. We had some amazing people on that team who were seniors at the time, like the Burrows and stuff, and Bowers on defense. We just had some amazing talent as well. We went to nationals. We won our first game at nationals, Liberty's first win at nationals, and that they had failed to do in the previous 2 years.
You know, in '95 and '96, he was really the glue that was holding the hockey program together. And when I got here in '96 was the first year that they actually had a coach back in place, Corrado, and really Cory was someone who led on the ice and off the ice. You know, he was a guy who was a chief fundraiser and someone who was really trying to elevate the level of our program even at that time. And boy, I sure appreciate him and his and what he did for the hockey program back in the mid-90s.
It was just an amazing team to be on. It's almost like when you started and you started to form the bond. The minute you hit the ice, we almost knew that there was a special connection that would allow us to have certain success. And it's something that's not really explainable. It's just one of those things that you know, any situation in life, whether you have a job or whatever, but you find a place that fits and everything kind of lines up. All the diamonds or all the pieces of the puzzle just come together at that time. And it was just an amazing ride. We just got on the wave and we rode the wave, and we prayed for support, and we got the support we needed. And yeah, it was just it was an amazing ride all the way through to you know, the unfortunate incidents with Coach's wife becoming sick, and then there was a couple of years in between where we lost our coach and had a little bit of rough times riding the roller coaster, but then finishing it off, going to the ACHA division championship and winning in overtime against the favored UVA team to send us to the final. And winning the final was just another cap on the epic journey of my 4 years at Liberty. from the minute I got here to the minute I left, you knew what Liberty hockey was all about. You know, it was a feeling, it was an emotion, it was a vibe that was just, it was unexplainable. It was great to be a part of.
We really, the guys were real close off the ice. Cory lived off campus, I lived off campus, and we did a lot of stuff together. Cory's a natural leader and was pretty much a, you know, what Cory said, we did. And we've stayed, that's sort of been that way off the ice, I mean, all these years later. And not so much the leadership thing, we're all adults and on our own thing, but he really was the bridge between Coach Habermas and ultimately Kirk and Jeff and those guys. I mean, there was a couple coaches in between, but Cory kept it alive. It's with a club sport, at that time, a team that got no funding from the school, it would have been very easy for the team to just have died. You know, just nobody got it back together, it goes away, a couple seasons pass with no team, and before you know it, there's nobody that knows that there ever was hockey at Liberty, and it's gone. And Cory kind of single-handedly refused to let that happen. And so I felt like, of all the things he accomplished on the ice, it was probably that. It's really the reason, one of the reasons, one of those steps along the way that's why we have the program we have now, was because Cory kept it, you know, sort of hit it with CPR back when it easily could have gone the other way and faltered. He kept it going. So I thought that was, you know, if nothing else, that was probably Hall of Fame worthy.
I'm not one to talk about hockey. I do my talking, leave my talking on the ice. I let my play speak for itself. It was just that when I got the call, I was totally, I was shocked. You know, you always dream of, you know, making these different levels, playing hockey at a high level, and then, you know, that doesn't happen, so you want it. And when I got the call, you always dream when you're finished, yeah, you know what, I had a pretty good career, maybe one day, and then, you know, as years go by, you're like, oh, another year, and you don't even think about it. But when I got the call, I was completely surprised, pleasantly surprised. You know, it was a nice smile, and I was at work. I teach high school, and I got off the phone, and my class was asking me why I was, you know, I had such a big grin on my face, and I told them, and then it was just, it almost brought me, being so far away from Liberty, brought me back in a way. It had that same feeling inside, gave me that warm, almost home feeling. It just brought a whole bunch of emotions back that I'd experienced and lived through and enjoyed while I was here. And yeah, it's just it's a humbling experience, and it's a really nice feeling to be part of the family still, and to be part of the tradition and the growth and development of the whole program going forward.